How can you people argue with me that you can't change God's laws, then you go and change God's law? It says clearly, after the Sabbath at dawn, on the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and the other Mary went to look at the tomb. The first day of the week is Sunday. So then Saturday is the Sabbath. It comes before Sunday, after Friday. So how can you push the Ten Commandments and not keep the fourth commandment, which says, remember the Sabbath and do not alter God's command? And yet you Christians argue with me that Jesus in the Sermon on the Mount said, do not think I come to destroy the law or the prophets. And then you close the book and you run, oh yeah, we can't. We're not supposed to change the laws. And you don't even know what he's talking about, because he's talking about all 613, because at the bottom he only mentions 2 of the 10 commandments, because the rest are a bunch of garbage. So how are you going to argue with me and tell me, oh, God's law can't be changed, but we keep Sunday because Jesus resurrected? And who changed that? That was man's changes. You people believe in the teachings of men. That's what's wrong with Christianity and you evangelicals. You got a problem. Jesus is the reality of the Sabbath. We are to remember him and rest in him. This is the Sermon on the Mount. I took it out of the Bible. So when Jesus says, do not think I've come to destroy the law, all the prophets, the first things Christians think of, oh yeah, we're not supposed to get rid of the laws. We're supposed to obey them. They think of the Ten Commandments and think of the Old Testament. So what they're really doing is Mickey Mouse in it, because they're not reading it in context. Jesus said, not one jot, one tittle will be removed from these commands. Here's the list of what he's talking about. Chapters 5 through 7. Don't close and go to the Old Testament. These commands that I'm going to promulgate in the next 30 minutes. And he only mentions 2 of the 10 commandments because the other 8 are no good. Do not murder and do not commit adultery. So what about divorce, oath, eye for an eye? So you stay in context. This is what he's talking about. And Christians love to skip that little word until they're fulfilled. At the cross, then they're abolished and done away with. But you still want to keep them because it's much easier to be a Bible thumper and go to church and avoid your responsibility to your community. Yes, the Sabbath and the Ten Commandments were important for God to use for the children of Israel, but now we're grown-up sons and daughters. So like Paul says, it was a babysitter, pedagogus, the Old Testament, Ten Commandments, and the Sabbath. So all the Old Testament is put on the shelf of human development and they're done away with. We come to the New Testament, Jesus' greatest command, to love one another as I have loved you.
And use the book, a book religion, a law religion, a legal religion, like Judaism. It imprisons, it makes a prison house of people, it makes them bite and devour one another.
Paul also said it aroused the sinful nature and created sin in people.
But now that Christ has come, now that the Spirit has come, now that we're in the new age of Jesus Christ, you are no longer under the supervision of the Torah, which means what? Holy Scripture. And if you're led by the Spirit, you're not under the law. It's time we wake up, Christians.
Now you want to put the Ten Commandments in schools. Why don't you put Jesus' greatest one command, to love each other as I have loved you, in schools?